Hello, everybody. We are talking about measures inside of Customer Insights today. I have my Customer Insights window open, and we can find measures over here in the left navigation under the measures area. So if I expand that out, we can see that we have several different measures that I have in my demo environment here, and I'm going to kind of go through several of these and explain what they mean and give a little bit of detail. But to begin with, measures are basically calculations that are made off of the data sources that we have in Customer Insights. So Customer Insights has the ability to bring all these data sources together and then report on them and give insights and custom AI on different calculations in there. And measures is one of the ways that we can do that. So we have three different types of measures. We have customer attributes, which display one calculation, and it also displays the information on the customer card in the customers area over here in the left navigation of Customer Insights as well. So that's one of the advantages of the customer attribute. We also have customer measures, which are reusable calculations, and they can include multiple different fields and are just a little bit more a bigger calculation than a regular customer attribute. And then we have business measures, which are basically the same thing as a customer measure, but it's for the business. It's all the data overall for the business. It's not just for one individual customer. So let's dive down a little bit into each one of these and look and see what they mean. So I'm going to open up this lifetime spend customer attribute, and we can see that this is made up of several different entities or data sources inside of Customer Insights. We have the Customer Insights customer entity, we have the e-commerce purchases entity, and we have the POS purchases entity that we're using for this customer attribute measure. And then down below, we also have a variable that we've calculated. So we named it LT spend, and then we said, okay, this variable is going to be the point of sale total price plus the e-commerce total price is going to be our LT spend. And then we've come down below and we've created a definition, which is the sum of the variable up above. And then we've named that lifetime spend money, basically. It's a money field. Moving on from there, if I get out of that and we go and we create a new customer measure, we can see how those work, and I'm just going to name it test just to have something to work with here. And when we get into customer measures, we can see that it's based on an individual customer record, and we can have multiple entities that define it. We can also have multiple variables that define it, but different from the customer attribute, we can have multiple definitions or dimensions that define it as well. So here, the one out of the box that they always include is the customer ID field, so we can identify what this customer measure, which customer this customer measure is associated with. So we can have other dimensions as well if we wanted to. And then we can have multiple functions. So in the customer attribute, we noticed that we only had one function, and that wrote back and was a part of the customer card. Well, in the customer measure, now we can have multiple functions, and we can have a larger kind of a bigger calculation, if you will. We go back. I'm going to leave this page. I'm going to go back and we're going to look at one of my existing business measures. So I'm going to open up the average store purchase value. And once again, we do have the ability to have multiple entities or data sources associated with this measure. But if you notice, if you go back and look, the customer measure and the customer attribute automatically had that customer entity associated with it. So you're always associated with the customer. On this one, that entity is not associated here. And so this is a calculation of all the business data all up for all the customers that are in the system. So the entity we've chosen in this one is the POS purchases. We did not choose to have a variable, but we could have created a variable here. We could have a definition as well that would help us define, what maybe what customers or which records are in this calculation. But the main meat of this calculation is that this is the average point of sale purchases by total price. And then we've named it average store purchase value. So it's the average of the total price in the point of sale purchase entity. So those are really the three main, those are the three measure types that are available in Customer Insights. They all have their own special uses and needs. Just kind of as a quick reminder, a quick summary, customer attributes, a single field that shows in the customer profile. The customer measure is multiple fields about your customer, and then the business measure is single or multiple fields about your organization. I hope that helps, and please leave me a comment if you have any questions. Love to address any issues or even questions that you have one-on-one, and may even spawn another video that I produce to answer those questions. See you later, and talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.